And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stan Salter along with Keith Fusel. Let's get right to the Stronach 5 recap from yesterday because we have a big $91,000 carryover next Friday. They didn't hit it yesterday. We started off with a big price in the first leg of the Stronach 5 yesterday. That was race 8. Shadow Boxer gave jockey Jorge Riaz his second long shot winner of the day. He scored on a long shot winner earlier in the card, the son of champion Extra Heat for John Salzman Sr., and then he won on Shadow Boxer for John Salzman Jr., $42 winner to kick off the Stronach 5 that nobody hit. There's the big carryover for next Friday, over $91,000.
We saw this a few weeks ago. It got up to close to $500,000, right?
Sure.
So you get your handicapping done early. You're going to have plenty of time. Entries will be out. Plenty of time for Friday's card for next week's Stronach 5. But, how about Ruiz yesterday?
Yeah,
Wicked Sun at 67.80.
Yeah, son of Extra Heat snuck by everybody, including me.
Shadow Boxer at 42.20. You don't think it's an early Christmas at the Salzman household, huh? Jeez.
And Riaz, he almost won 3 yesterday. He almost won the last race. So that was the recap of the Stronach 5 from yesterday. The big feature yesterday, the Grade 2 winner Minute to Stardom with a nice allowance win yesterday here at Laurel Park. She loves it here, Laurel. She loves the cool weather. Hopefully we see her February maybe in the Barbara Fritchie.
I'm telling you, she looked awfully good. And she got a nice little assist, though. Just a perfect trip right up the rail. I thought things were going to get a little bit precarious leaving the half-mile pole.
Right.
But the rail stayed open. Jock said, no, we're going to stay off of it. Right on through with Cintron a Minute to Stardom, and she won with plenty in reserve.
All right, so good stuff. That was all yesterday. Holiday reminder for this Monday. It's Veterans Day this Monday. We're going to have live racing this Monday for Veterans Day. So special holiday reminder, come spend Veterans Day right here at Laurel Park with us on Monday. Nice 9-race card for you. Entries are already out for Monday. They're out for tomorrow. They take entries for the Stronach 5 next Friday. They take entries for Friday tomorrow. So those entries will be out tomorrow. Let's go. They hit the no carryover in the pick 6. They took that down for a little over 7,400 yesterday.
Yeah, an early pick 5 was great. I mean, you're looking, if you were able to get Wicked Sun early, a couple, free square with Fort Royal, right, or Front Royal, $3,000 for that early pick 5. Prices galore. We talked about it this weekend. It's going to continue. I think everything's going to follow suit. Another tough cart presents itself for us this afternoon.
Let's take a look at that main track. Cool fall, winter-like weather here at Laurel Park today. I think they might have had a record low last night, but they're working on the main track in the low 40s. Sunny, the sun is out, no rain, so that's good. Dry, clear fall day here. Main track is fast. First race going to go off at 12:23 today, a couple minutes earlier than normal. We'll start at 12:23 for the opener today. So let's get right to it here. Race 1's going to kick off that rolling Super High 5. We'll have a carryover in race 1 for the Super High 5, $759. That has a low 15% takeout. We have it every race with 7 or more horses, so keep your eye on that throughout the day. Also, race 1 kicks off the early pick 5, paid big yesterday. It's a popular early pick 5, mandatory payout on this early pick 5 with that industry low 12% takeout. Let's take a look at my ticket. Even with a single, it's still a $54 ticket. I had to trim it down a couple times. I wanted to go 4 deep in races 1 and 2. But I couldn't. I couldn't. So I just go with the 2, 3, 7 here in race 1, 3, 8, 10 in race 2. My single in race 3, I need Ness and McCarthy to come through for me with the 3. Come on, Callie. She was a good second at that level last out. She looks tough in that spot. Not the toughest group. She'll be one of the favorites, 7 or 2 on the 3. Come on, Callie. That's my single here on the early pick 5. You can study all of our tickets for today, our picks for today and tomorrow. They're on the website, laurelpark.com, underneath the handicapping section. Also, nice press release that went out yesterday about that Grade 2 winner yesterday here at Laurel Park, Minute to Stardom. Let's take a look here at race 1. This is like you're talking about, a challenging card, challenging opener here for this early pick 5. Maiden 2-year-old fillies claiming $25,000 for it, going 5.5 furlongs. We both end up on the 7 here, rocking and a rolling. I like Jerry O'Dwyer with another first-time starter later on today. He's been on a roll with the 2-year-old, so I'm going to go with the hot barn here with the 7, rocking and a rolling. Training right here at Laurel Park. Nice half-mile work from the gate, October 30th. Sheldon Russell will ride. Russell and O'Dwyer, 26%, a nice positive ROI. This filly by Fast Anna gets a nice outside post for her debut assignment. So we both like the Jerry O'Dwyer first-timer.
As you said, Ride the Hot Hand, Designated Hitters Racing LLC, the owners. They combined with O'Dwyer for a couple winners. Was it last week? Fast Anna, the stallion, 23% with the 2-year-old firsters sprinting on the dirt. I know this is a first full, but I'm just going with the stats here, the way this barn has been rolling along with the 2-year-olds. How about the 3 as well? Down with Brown for Mike Trumbett. I believe this one, she might have been entered on a turf a week or two ago. We're going to go dirt here this afternoon. Just some steady works, nothing glaring, nothing really huge. A good 102 breeze out of the gate back in early October. But this mare was quick. Flipped the switch. Cousin Joan Reynolds trained this horse for David Palmer. And she was 8 for 27. She handled either surface, but a little bit better on the dirt. She can rock and roll. So I think this one's going to be all right. And Trumbetta, 20% the last 3 years with the 2-year-old firsters in maiden claiming events.
All right, so we both like the 3. She'll probably be well backed at the window. We both like the 2 as well. Owner's Sweet, 2-year-old filly by Competitive Edge. Her debut was on the muddy track at Timonium, going a half-mile maiden special weight. An okay fourth. It was a 4-horse field, but
right.
the winner of that race with Giggling would come back to win. Then they tried turf a couple times, sprinting on the turf at Indiana. Ran a couple big races out there, but now going back to the main track today. Hopefully, it looks like she has a little early speed. Hopefully, Weston Hamilton can get her out of there in good position early on.
Well, the proven speed is from the rail. The dirt speed is promises forever for Robert Gorham. His face owner Sweet on the turf at Indiana the last couple. But going back to the 2, dramatic improvement in form last time when you really look at it numbers-wise. That was first Lasix. We're going to second time Lasix today. Not a great angle with this trainer. But coming back to dirt, I think is going to be fine. The competitive edges have been very good, staying 25, 26%, sprinting on the dirt. A strong workout leading to this. And this horse, I know, was a short field at Timonium, but for a barn that we don't see a lot, took a lot of play into that race when you had a Trombetta horse and a Cal Lynch horse in there.
All right, so we both like the same 3 on top there in the opener. Tough maiden 2-year-old filly race there to kick off that early pick 5. You like the early pick 4. That starts in race 2. 3 and up, never won 2, claiming 16,000, going a mile. Here's your ticket.
Yeah, and this is trying to trim it down, right? I tell you, this early pick 4 and pick 5, if they don't pay a couple thousand, I'll be shocked, Stan. Second race, scratch the 5, 6, and 11. That helps us there a little bit. Leaves us with 8 runners, and I think every one of them has a chance in race number 2. Race 3, we're going to go 6 and 9. Chicken Dinner, I like coming back to this level. 4th race, 2 deep as well with Unique Humor. Wee Money Creek. Finish it up with the 8 and the 10. There's another O'Dwyer horse, Make Us Smile in race 5. Cal Lynch, we know him with the 2-year-olds as well. So there it is. It's a $32 ticket, man. If you can spread a little bit more, please do so. I think that's a little bit of a framework for you. But if you've got the winner of race 2, please let me know. I'd like to know if you can give me a slam dunk here in race 2.
Well, let's hope so. Let's hope so. Big field, 3 scratches here in race 2. Scratch to 5, 6, and the 11. Still a nice 8-horse field.
Yep.
We have a video spotlight to show you on the 10. CM Runaway came off a long year layoff with a big second. Here's the race from late September.
Yeah, well back early on, but they went quick. Look at those internal fractions. Rip Rap Rally, 22 and change. 45 and change, is swinging out well wide into the track, about 6 or 7 wide, and lays in a little bit through the last 1/8 of a mile to CM Runaway, but closes up well, took plenty of play there. Now a little bit of a race. From a morning line standpoint, this race was really, really difficult. I slight edge to this. They bet the Claceris horses. Yeah, obviously, you've got a hot rider in Ruiz. Will he want a little bit more flow? I don't know if he's quite going to get it, that kind of speed up front today, but a good return. That proven race on the dirt, I gave him a slight edge on the line, but I think a host of these horses could be the favorite. But, man, you cannot take anything less than 7-2 or 4-1 on a horse in here.
Well, the 10's going to be one of the favorites. The Barnes on a roll here.
Yeah.
Bobby Claceris, 4 for 9 here at the meet. You get the hot jock, Jorge Riaz. I like the 10. I use them in my exacta. We both use CM Runaway. I go with the 3 on top. Just kind of a hunch play on the 3 offer. He can't refuse. You get the leading bug, Julio Correa, aboard this 3-year-old by Al Padrino for trainer Mike Trombetta, coming off the layoff. Hasn't run since May. The form wasn't that great back then. They were trying synthetic. They tried a sloppy track at Pimlico, but he ran a couple big races last winter here as a 2-year-old. He got put up for the maiden score, but then ran an okay fourth against Allowance Company last December. So it looks like he likes this distance. He's been working here at Laurel Park for the comeback. You're getting some weight off with the bug. Yeah. So let's take a shot here with the 3. Offer he can't refuse on top.
In a crazy race, a wide open race, why not go to some trainers that I know that can hit at some square prices? That's the 4, Damon Dilladovica with To Be or Not To Be, and the 7. How about last chucker for Rodolfo Sanchez Salaman? You got Thais Lapastina, 106-1 last time out on Maryland Million Day. The number 61, okay on the turf. Delaware, the debut score for the maiden 10 wasn't bad. It was just a so-so feel, but they must have liked something. Maybe they were targeting, I say, Maryland Million Day, but back to the dirt into a barn like this with a mare that has had like 32 dirt winners. All right, Maddie Spake, I'll take the shot at a good price. Last jogger, I think this horse can make a trip, somewhere from mid-pack and go. And Damon, I know To Be or Not To Be, everything is a turf lean on the breeding. They claimed this horse, hoping maybe turf season would last a little bit longer. It didn't. But hey, 4 for 15 the last 3 years, second off the claim on the dirt with an ROI of 643. Those are some stats that I'm going to stick with and take a shot at a price in race 2.
I like a Damon horse later on today going turf to dirt, but I didn't use the 4. I didn't use the 7. I hope you get a couple big prices there.
That's why we hit the all-button stand.
Yeah, you hit the all-button. You got the hot trainer on top, Rudy Sanchez Solomon with the 7 last truck. All right, so Keith hits the all-button there in race 2. I go 3 deep with the 3, 8, 10. Let's turn the page here. My single on this early pick 5 comes in race 3. We're going 6 furlongs, claiming 5,000. Philly Mares 3 and up. Never won 2 lifetime. Let's start with the 6. I like the 6 as well. You have the 6 Chicken Dinner on top. Let's show you the race late July. Nice maiden score right here at Laurel Park.
And if she brings this race, she wins. Okay, Stalks Wealth just measures her around the turn. And this is an easy score at a little over 2-1. And Chicken Dinner, I don't know what the move was to the turf on September the 15th after this score. This is one of the moves I don't like, and came back subsequently in a tough field on the dirt and just got buried. All right, a little bit of a refreshing here, about a month off, tactical speed, anything close to this. Look at this stand through the final 1/8 of a mile, just cruising away from a maiden 10 field, very equivalent to kind of this kind of a group here. I think Chicken Dinner right on the front end, maybe just off of it is if need be.
All right, yeah, Greg Wilson puts her in at the right level here, in for the nickel 2 life, so she's getting a nice class relief from that $25,000 starter allowance last out. So the 6 Chicken Dinner going to be awfully tough. I go with the 3 on top. Come on, Callie. Trevor McCarthy aboard for Jamie Ness. A good second at this level last out. That was the 3rd race off the layoff, so Ness has her in good form. 3-year-old daughter, a Freedom Child, I think going in the right direction now. You get she keeps McCarthy once again today, so I'll go with the 3. Come on, Callie on top.
Okay, I'll throw in, look at the 9 here, Trading Sense, Ricardo D'Angelo. We've seen him of recent note, a trainer that's kind of come onto the scene, doesn't run a lot of horses, but hitting at a pretty good clip. We called Sierra Leona last week. Who bet Sierra Leona? That's what I want to know. 6-1 going into the gate, goes off 2-1 down the backside and wins. But anyhow, Trading Sense has some okay dirt races on the form, some tougher posts in those turf races at Gulfstream. I think comes back to a preferred surface. The way the barn's going, blinkers coming off. That's another good positive move. I know from a smaller sample, but I go 9-6-6-9 here in race 3.
All right, let's turn the page here. Race 4 is going to kick off that 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. No carryover. They took it down yesterday for a little over 7,400. So congratulations if that was you who hit the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. We'll start fresh today in race 4. Tim Tulloch has a ticket for it. Let's check it out, see how he plays it. Starts in a beaten nickel here. And that's a wide open nickel for Philly Mares to kick it off. He goes 4 deep here in race 4. Big field. He likes his 6, 7, 10, 11 here in race 4. His single's going to come in race 7. That's our big feature of the day, a 2 other than allowance race going a mile. He likes Kieran McGee with Jaffazo on top as a single. I like the other Kieran McGee
throw the
horse in
fade?
there.
Okay.
Throw the fade coming off the layoff I have on top there, race 7. So that's going to be a nice big feature of the day in race 7. Let's take a look here at the 4th, going 5.5 furlongs, claiming 5,000 filly mares, 3 and up, wide open nickel. We also kick off the middle pick 4 in this race. Look at that beautiful paddock right in the middle of us there with the fall colors.
Beautiful
looking all nice
day
here in November. But let's take a look here at the 4th. I have a star guitar mare on top, the 4 Fender Baby for trainer Jose Rodriguez. 4 wins from 9 starts. She had a nice big win at Delaware when dropping to the $4,000 level, won by 6, and then caught a real tough starter allowance last out right here at Laurel Park. That was too tough, but the open nickel, I think, going to be a little easier spot. She ran good at it. She ran a nice one. She had 2 nice wins in a row at Delaware, so just threw an absolute clunker last out. That wasn't her. She's capable of better. Ricardo Chappie will ride. I pick her on top. You have her 4th.
I'm going to use her into the mix. I mean, is she the speed of the speed? She could be, and like I say, she's got 4 wins into this race, this field. I tell you, Rapid Route comes out, which is going to help the chances. I thought she was going to force the issue. Cocktail Waitress, I don't know where her speed has really gone of late. I go Wee Money Creek. I like Unique Humor. I think for Jerry Robb, left a little freshening coming back off the race to Timonium. Didn't beat much of Timonium, but I think she's a little bit better at 5.5. I think she's going to sit a trip. But Wee Money Creek, no chance last time out, 51-1 on Maryland Million Day. But come back to her race. She's 2 for 2 at the distance. She's going to provide a run into this race.
All right, you'll get a decent price. She's still eligible for the 4 life condition. She's in the open nickel here. She's a 3-time winner here at Laurel Park. She likes this 5.5 for a long distance, 2 for 2 at the distance. I didn't get her, but she'll be an honest price. The 4, my top pick, we talked about her. The 6, Unique Humor for Jerry Robb. A nice win at Timonium. She's been rested since then. She's fresh and ready to roll off a little freshening bullet workout October 18th, going 5 furlongs a minute flat. She's a 3-time winner here at Laurel Park. We both use the 6 in our exact pick.
I'd have to say, I think she's the horse to beat. 5-time winner. You go back a couple races on the page, she's right there with That Dares Gold, who's a recent starter allowance winner, and I think I've got like a lukewarm favorite in a race, in an allowance race on Sunday, tomorrow. So Unique Humor, I think she's going to take measure of the speed. I don't think she wants to get involved in the duel. She doesn't have to. She can sit and pounce in here.
All right, so we both like the 6 here. The 10 I use on the outside here. The 10's a turf to dirt there for trainer Jamie Ness. Trevor McCarthy will ride. She has won twice on the main track. She'll 5-1. She'll be a decent price here. Scratch the 8 Rapid Route at a race 4. So a big field here to kick off this Rainbow Pick 6. They hit it yesterday for a little over 7,400. Let's get a quick commercial break. The late Pick 4 paid well yesterday. That paid a little over 1,400. Starts in race 5. I have a ticket. We'll check it out right after this.
Whether you're at home or at the track, have a stake in the race when you bet with ExpressBet.
All right, welcome back. The late Pick 5 today starts in race 5. No carryover. They hit it yesterday, paid over $1,400. As always, that industry low, 12% takeout on both your Pick 5s here at Laurel Park. Let's take a look at my late Pick 5 ticket, $48 ticket. I go 4 deep here in race 5. It's a maiden 2-year-old, $16,000. You better have some good coverage here in race 5. My price play of the day, just kind of a hunch play. In race 6, the 4 Crossing the Valley with McCarthy aboard for Robbie Bales. He's better than she's better than her last race. I'm hoping she can get back in good form. I like the 4 in Crossing the Valley. The other horse I like in race 6, the horse I was telling you about earlier, the Damon horse going turf to dirt. The 8 Midnight Crossing gets Horacio Caramano. She has some decent form on the main track, so I need the 4 and the 8 there in race 6. And now I'm taking a shot with the Shackelford horse coming off the layoff, the 12 and race 7 feature of the day. Throw the Fade. How good was Throw the Fade last April right here at Laurel Park? Ran an 87 Buyer speed figure, won wire to wire that day, going a mile against First Level Allowance Company, beaten favorite at the 2 other than level at Pimlico back in May, but he's had the whole summer off. Kieran McGee, 21% overall from a large sampling of horses in routes. He's 31% in a positive ROI with the bug rider Julio Correa, who rides a 12. Throw the Fade, my key horse here on the late pick 5.
Okay.
That's our feature of the day, race 7. We'll get to race 7 in a few. Let's take a look, see if I can get live here in the 5th. Maiden 2-year-old, 16,000, going 6 furlongs. You have a stat play here on the 7, 2 doors down, who I didn't use. Hammy Smith trains this 2-year-old by Danza. Here's your stat.
Yeah, I don't have this horse on top, but I think he's going to be a user, just overmatched in debut. But the blinkers go on. How about this the last 3 years on the dirt for Hammy? 6 for 22, 27%. 2-year-olds with first-time blinkers. ROI, it's a good one, of $2.40. That's enough for me to get this horse as a user. Comes back with a couple good works after that debut try. The number, when you really break it down, works against this field. I mean, what are you really going to have to run? Maybe a mid-30 kind of a buyer to win it. I think Distilled Spirit, the 10 as a user. Speed from the outside. The debut try was good. Chased a fast group, a little bit of a fade. Last time out going long, sloppy sealed surface, just toss it. But top selection here, another, Jeremiah O'Dwyer, the 8, Make Us Smile. 2 tries on the turf. I think this horse is bred better to go on the dirt. The mother was a killer. 4 for 18, a Grade 1 winner sprinting on the dirt. Half-sister, a 4-time winner on the dirt. Dirt's the key for Make Us Smile. I like to change the surface today for Jeremiah O'Dwyer.
You get Sheldon Russell.
And you get Sheldon.
Should get a nice trip on the outside. So I have the 8 on top as well. We both have the hot 2-year-old trainers on top here in race 5. The 10, Distilled Spirit for Cal Lynch. Ran okay in debut, going 6 furlongs on a fast track. A useful 4th that day. Fell apart last out, going a mile on a sloppy track, but that was from maiden 40. Now we dropped to the maiden 16, back to a fast track, back to a sprint today. Good outside post. The X-Man and Cal Lynch with a nice big positive ROI recently. So we both have an 8-10 on top here in race 5. The 1, Top Hat Treason, Jen Miller aboard for Wayne Potts. They take the blinkers off. This horse ran a couple decent races earlier this year with no blinkers, and his ran well with blinkers also in 3 starts. So 5 starts, really hasn't run a bad race. Been 3rd, 4th. Needs to do a little bit better. Tough inside post, but he is dropping to the maiden 16 today.
Yeah, he's going to have to come out cleanly. He doesn't look like he's going to bring a big late run. Therefore, he's got to be able to hold position, come out cleanly, because there is some speed just to his outside. And pointing to the 10, I think X-Man's just going to go ahead and send. I mean, out of that race in the debut, 22 and 3:45. Nobody's close to these horses. Only a couple lengths off of it was that horse after a half of a mile. I think his advantage is just to go ahead and send. He's going to be tough to catch, the 10 Distilled Spirit. Cal Lynch, he's got plenty of horses. Sure. This one not quite making the cut. Let's go ahead and jam down to the 16.
All right, it's a big 10-horse field to kick off the late pick 5 here in race 5. Let's turn the page. Race 6 kicks off the late pick 4. We're going 6 furlongs, claiming 5,000. Filly mares 3 and up, never won 2. Lifetime, the 4, Crossing the Valley, my price play of the day. All right, you like the horse a little bit as well. Didn't run very well last out. Not in love with that race. Showed a little speed and then faded at this level, going short on the dirt. But I think this 4-year-old daughter of Redeem is capable of better. She had a nice maiden score last June here at Laurel Park, and then tried starter allowance. That was too tough, and didn't like the slop at Timonium. Was claimed that day. They tried to starter allowance once again, going a mile, no good. And then back to a decent level last out. I'm hoping her confidence is a little bit better today. Trevor McCarthy gets aboard for the first time today, so you have to take note of that.
Well, she brings some speed to the table. 6 furlongs, is that pushing it a little bit? The same could be said for the horse to her inside, Kim's Pet, who those two got tangled up in a duel around the turn and into the stretch. Kim's Pet held a little bit better, but Crossing Valley, maybe the inside wasn't quite as good either, and she draws outside of that rival today. Maybe she'll just sit just off of Kim's Pet and make a move into it. But I think Midnight Crossing is just the first time blinkers on the dirt. We've got a drop in class coming back to Damon's Barn, some okay numbers on the dirt on the go back. in another kind of a mad scramble of a race, I'll take Midnight Crossing in here. If you want to toss in Marjorie Muggs, I mean, she could certainly kind of plot into a spot. And you go to the outside. Needy Rides again, the last time seen on the dirt, just abysmal tries. Now going turf to dirt, but has some races on the back that would work. It's we're talking about this time of year. It's a little bit of a guessing game, Stan.
Yep.
Or are these horses going to come back to prior dirt perform on the way back? You just don't know. That's why you've got to, the way to play, I think, a lot of these races, take 1 or 2 horses, key them top and bottom in exactas. Make sure those horses that you key are 6 or 8 to 1, and hopefully you kind of plug along and catch a couple exactas that get you through the day.
All right, well, we'll try to give you some winners with our instinct. Our guesses are pretty good instincts. That's, Well, we try to we come up with the same 4 horses there in a big scratch the 6C Candy here in this race, 9-horse field. And you're right about the turf to dirt situation this time of year. There's a lot of horses with going turf to dirt this weekend. You just kind of have to go with your instinct, what barns you like, what jockeys you like. So that's kind of how I've been handicapping a little bit this weekend. All right, so we like the same 4 here in race 6. Let's turn the page. Race 7, big feature of the day, going a mile. Second level allowance condition, 3-year-olds and upward. Optional claiming $35,000. Take out the 1 who was a big long shot.
Yeah.
That was the only scratch, right? So it's still a big monster 11-horse field feature of the day. Let's start talking about the 4 Tattooed. We both used the 4. You have them second. Let's show you the video in the Maryland Million Classic, which is turning out to be a key race, isn't it?
Yeah, I tell you, you saw that at the break. Just a little bit unprepared, had the head turned at the start. Watch it one more time, right there. Just unfortunate, and we do see that happen sometimes. You think everybody's set. Really, nobody's fault. It just happens, and it happened this afternoon. And Tattooed was kind of had to be used a little bit to get into position, work through a little tight spot there into the first turn, but unfortunately was caught against it. Was wide pretty much every step of the way. And you see what the leaders did, Stan. They got away walking on the front end, 49-1, 13-2, 37. They picked it up late, but I tell you, Tattooed, for everything that he had to overcome, ran pretty well, and he likes this mile distance at Laurel Park. You see the leaders, they had plenty left. Forest Fire and Prendine, they're going to take their battle all the way to the wire. Tattooed only beaten 3 and change when it's all said and done, but still giving effort, Stan, after that tough early trip. So I think Tattooed is definitely a use right back here in the 2 other than, and once again, at his favorite distance. All 4 wins at the mile.
Well, he's coming out of the Maryland Million Classic, the race we just showed you. It's turning out to be a key race. Tappan Cat, who was third, came back to win. Clubman came back with a nice big win. So the race has produced a couple nice winners. Tattooed, I use in my top 4. You don't have my top pick here. Throw the Fade, coming off the layoff. The layoff scares you a little bit. That might help us out with the price here for the 12. Throw the Fade was in very good form last winter, last spring here at Laurel Park. Couple big wins, starter allowance, and a big win against First Level Allowance Company. Going a mile, April 20th here at Laurel. Ran a lifetime best number that day, 87 Buyer speed figure. Beaten favored at Pimlico. Ran an okay third at this level. They gave him the summer off. He's still a young 4-year-old, a lightly raced young 4-year-old. He loves it here at Laurel. 4-time winner at Laurel, 2 for 2 at this distance. He's fresh and ready to roll. Kieran McGee, 21%. It doesn't have the best numbers coming off this kind of layoff, but overall, from a large sampling of horses in the routes, he's 21%, and he's 31% here with the Bug Julio Correa. So I take a shot here with this 4-year-old son of Shackelford, the 12. Throw the Fade. What kind of price do you think?
I mean, I've got him at 3. I think that's about right in that range. He might be a little bit lower. He beat an okay, A other than field with a good number, 87, solid number, and came back and caught some saltier horses in that 2 other than a Pimlico to force an old veteran warrior of the Roses. But, I'm going to use him in the exactas. I was just trying to reach a little bit deeper for some prices, and when you break it all down, he's fresh. If he clears and was able to relax to maybe a softer opening 3/8 of a mile, he could be gone. I mean, he can carry the speed and really stand. Who's going to force him in this issue in this race? Incorporate maybe. Smart Step I don't think wants to go with him. So when you really look at the flow of the race, it's going to be hard not to use him because if he breaks cleanly, the mile is a tough distance to come back, but he might just get things his own way up front.
Well, you go with the other Kieran horse on top. Jafazo is going to be one of the favorites here. 4-year-old by Street Balls. He's won 2 of his last 3 right here at Laurel Park. He kind of ran a clunker at Penn National, and he's kind of had it. So now is he going to bounce again today?
Yeah, right.
That's the big question on Jafazo. You have a stat here for Kieran.
And this is maybe one that could maybe say maybe he won't bounce. But last 3 years dirt routes, he's 24 for 79 is Kieran McGee and Company, 30%. Okay, off of the top fig. So ROI is a positive one, and I tell you, I like the way he did it last time out. There was a loose leader. Cintron was ultra patient, was able to come up the inside and got the job done. Once again, but I think that loose leader today certainly could be a stablemate and throw the fade.
All right, so the 6 is going to be tough. The 10, we both used the 10. We like so we like a couple of the same horses here.
We'll throw Charge and Storm in, a horse I think face some of the better 2 other than Company. When you look at the fields, Whirl and Curl and Show, Walter 3's Overduces, Taco Supreme. Okay, there's none of those horses in this race. I know it's been a little bit of a break for him, but I think he's a horse because of the flow could get position and kind of stay around a little bit longer.
All right, we both used the 10 Smart Step for Mary Epler. Trevor McCarthy will ride. McCarthy was aboard for the big win late July, coming off the layoff, 7 furlongs against First Level Allowance Company and a couple useful thirds at this 2 other than level recently. Third behind Top Line Growth last out, who's a monster. The place horse in that race came back to win. So Smart Step's coming out of a pretty strong race.
He is, but to me, he's kind of topped out. When you look at his figures, I don't know if he's going to get any better than what he's really showing. He's going to have to catch the right kind of group for it to get through the 2 other than condition. This just might be it. I mean, this might be the condition. I think he's another one that is going to be able to put himself in the race around the turn and into the stretch. One thing about Smart Step, he tries. He gives his all, and he's a stayer.
What a nice big feature of the day.
Great job by the racing office.
This race is, yep. The 11, I overlooked the 11 a little bit. The 2, Ballivore, and the 3, Cerulean Springs, they're not that bad either.
No.
They're going to go off at a big price for sure. And they're 3rd last out at this level, 2nd last out at this level with good riders. So, I go with I'm hoping I get a decent price on the 12, throw the fade coming off the layoff. He'll be one of the favorites. Jafazo, one of the other favorites. So, nice big feature of the day there in race 7. Let's take a look here at race 8 to kick off the late daily double, claiming 8,003 and up. Haven't won a race in 6 months. Now, races entered for 7 or less not considered in the eligibility. We're going 6 furlongs. You have the 4 on top. I didn't use the 4. We have a video spotlight to show you for Team Tim, his last race at this level. Here's the start.
Yeah, you see the start. He comes away a little bit slowly from the rail, as we've seen time and time again. 7 furlongs, 6 rings, especially the mile. It's just a tough spot to come out of. I don't know why. Just the way that it is, and and he's hampered right after that because once again, Greek God was just dictating up front, getting away with really snail-like fractions when you break it down. 23 and 4, 47, and when the things pick up. Greek God's got more, and Team Tim makes a pretty good run up the inside. He just flattens out a little bit later. He's a war horse, Team Tim. He likes to make that run into maybe a little bit of a more heated pace. I think we're going to see enough speed in here that's going to enhance the run, plus a little bit better draw. Maybe not give up as much at the break.
All right, you'll get a nice price. He's 6-1 morning line. No scratches in race 8. Big 9-horse field. I didn't use the 4. He's made almost 300,000. 200,000 of that right here at Laurel Park, but I overlook him. I go with McCarthy on top here. The 3, here's a jetpack for trainer Hugh McMahon. Beaten favored last out at Delaware in a 3-horse field. I don't like that, but the time before, a good second at Delaware. Those were his only 2 races this year. This summertime, he's been off since then. He's been working here at Laurel Park. A couple decent workouts on the work tab. McMahon, a positive ROI with horses coming back off this kind of layoff. He attracts McCarthy to take the call here on this 8-year-old who's made almost 300,000. So that got my attention for sure. So that's why I have the 3. Here's a jetpack on top.
Yeah, he's tactical. I'm going to throw the 7 Candy Asset into the mix coming out of that Open 12 race. Now, granted, that was a long time ago, back in February of 19. But his company lines work, and I think he's got enough positional speed where it's not going to kill him. I think he can sit mid-pack and make a run into this field. Going to use the 2 dance track. Claimed in July, a blowout winner in a condition race at 20 cents to the dollar up at Monmouth Park. He's the inside speed. He raises up Wayne Potts and Centeno. They've had some success of recent note the last couple months. And a little stat, smaller sample, though, on the dirt. Wayne Potts, 2 for 7 and 4 for 7 in the money. First off of a claim and a jump up in class like this over the last couple years. So that works. That dance track, I think, is going to be your speed from the inside. Thurman Merman is going to force it from the outside.
All right, so nice group of beating 8,000 claimers there in race 8. Race 9 is the Quinella race. That's a low 10% takeout for the Quinella. We have it every day. The last live race, it's like a $2 exacta box, but a low 10% takeout on the Quinella. Race 9, maiden 2-year-old fillies claiming 16,000, going 6 furlongs, and I just go with the hot 2-year-old trainers on the outside. We both go. This is not the toughest group at all. And this filly by this first-timer for trainer Cal Lynch by Creative Cause, Queen of Calls. Now she sold for only 2,200 as a yearling at Keeneland, so there was something going on there. But look, she's in at a good level here for a red-hot barn. Cal Lynch 26% with first-time starters, 31% when he debuts at a maiden claiming. Good enough works right here at Laurel Park for this level, and I like the outside break.
And once again, you can get a gauge. Cal Lynch he's got a lot of 2-year-olds. O'Dwyer, they work against each other. They know what fits. They know what it kind of takes to win a race. Looking into breeding, I mean, 2,200 for Creative Cause, you're a little bit leery of that. Sure. And not a whole lot to go on. The only Sib to race was 4 for 33, and 3 of those 4 were going long. But, you got a winner in the family. Ride the percentages, though, in these 2-year-old races with trainers like Lynch, O'Dwyer, and so on. So I use the 11. I think the 5 Courtesy Shuffle is going to be tough to catch here. Yo Martiz here for Jerry Robb. This horse has got some speed. Toss the last. This is the one to catch.
All right, we like the same 3 on top there in race 9. I'm 4 deep, 1, 5, 8, 11 to wrap up my early pick 5 there in race 9. You better have some coverage there with maiden 2-year-old fillies in the finale. That's it. We're out of time. We're going to start first race today, 12:23, a couple minutes earlier, so don't get shut out on that early pick 5, early daily double. Dave Rodman coming up next with scratches and changes. Good luck.
Good luck.